Guys, today we'll be building a 1 to 400 scale model of a glider. To start off, everything you'll need is a ruler, a modeling knife, a pen, and a 10 by 10 centimeters piece of foam board. First, we are going to drill on the foam board piece something that looks like a glider. I drew a relatively straight wing with the entire length and a short square fuselage for now. I also add a small space for a rudder and an elevator. Later we use another piece of foam board to create the vertical stabilizer. Next, I will cut out this piece in I cut out it. Now it needs some sanding with the paper, with sandpaper, as you should have. You should have it ready. Once I have sanded it out, it's all nice and straight. You have add some more details to it, as it is still really plain and doesn't really look like a glider. And now we'll just draw the lines on the fuselage. We'll finish the wings. I just finished and the surfaces are all really smooth, but it took quite some time, but I think it's worth it. Also guys, there's a disclaimer, this specific model isn't based off any real glider. So if you want to make any specific gliders, you have to adjust the size of your model, as I use the average sizes of 7 by 10 centimeters, which I found using Google. Next, you're going to add details on the wings, as they're just really unrealistic for now. Here guys is the wing. After all the sanding, you can see that it's a bit smaller at the end here. That gives it more realism. Next, we're going to shrink the wing down a bit so this is going to be the top from the bottom up, because on most gliders the wings are mounted on the top. As you can see, I have just finished sanding one of the wings, and you can see a difference, and it becomes much more realistic. This is the unsanded one, and this is the sanded one. It looks way better when you sand it. Although it does take quite a while, I think the result is worth it. Now I continue doing the second one. Guys, I have just finished and it looks incredible. Now we're going to do the same with the stabilizers. I have just finished sanding the aft section and it looks really clean. While sanding, I accidentally broke one of the wings, but I used a bit of super glue and fixed everything, and it still looks the same way it looked before. And now we're going to add more 3D to this thing, because it still looks pretty 2D. We're going to start grounding the fuselage. Basically what we want is to start making the fuselage more like a tube, trying to make it look aerodynamic. I have just finished sanding and it looks way better. It's now all smooth and it's round. Now we're going to do the vertical stabilizer in the cockpit, or also known as a canopy. I drew the two parts on a smaller piece of foam board and I'm going to cut them out now. I've just cut out the vertical stabilizer. It's not too thin and not too fat. And I still have to sand it from the sides. As you can see, I've sanded the cockpit a bit so it doesn't look that much like a box anymore. I'm going to glue all of these components together using super glue, or you can also use hot glue, but the hot glue will be much more messier, and in my opinion, super glue will just look way better and it will stick much better than a hot glue would. For super glue, that you don't have to pay for the extra electricity bills. If you're looking to save money, super glue is the way to go. Just stuck it all together. It looks really cool because I wanted a glider 1-to-1 model for a really long time, but none of the big companies or even the small ones are releasing one. So you could make one yourself. Now I'm going to paint it. For the paint scheme, I'm from Ukraine, so I'm going to paint it blue and leave the cockpit black. And for the tail, I'm probably going to make it yellow because, it's a flag of Ukraine, I guess. Yeah, so I'm going to show you the end product soon. For the painting, I'm gonna use a random blue markers that I found lying around, a yellow Uniposca that I accidentally bought. I wanted just a yellow one, but it's glittery, but it's easier to see anyway, so I'm not really mad at it, and a Uniposca black marker. In the end, I decided to paint it all black as a blue marker kinda sucked. If you used a Uniposca one or just kept it blank and just colored the cockpit, I think it would look much better than mine one. But I think mine one is still fine and I still like it. And also, if you want to, I can make a different video for a glider with a detail. Tell me down in the comments, and also subscribe down when you're down there if you'd like to see one. That's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.